My name's Sabado. I'm 21 years old. I go to Ryerson for fashion communications. To be honest with you, before I even knew about it, I actually didn't even know that you could take fashion as a degree. It was like so foreign. And I struggled that 12th year of high school wanting to do anything. So I think that was a good surprise, learning that you can actually take fashion somewhere. Currently, I work for a luxury retailer as a national visual and merchandising coordinator. It's really exciting, it's fun, something different every day. It was definitely a struggle getting into the position, especially being in school. I'm very fortunate to work with someone who is so supportive of new talent and bringing people up with her. I had no idea about even contemporary brands. Like, I had no idea who Philip Lim was. And I only started to get into these designer trends and these obsessed. I feel like I am obsessed with like designer goods. Before that, I was very into like DIYs, Michelle Phan. Kind of sad, don't tell anyone. But I was obsessed with like things you could make at home, and I think that stems from my mom because she's very resourceful. She grew up with like 4 brothers and 4 sisters, so you had to make a penny into like a dime. She always had these like really cool tips of how to do other things. I remember I ran out of glue once, and she said her mom used to make her take rice and cornstarch and mix it with water and then use that as glue. So a lot of my projects when I was little, I used like rice and cornstarch. She's an extremely resourceful person, and I think I've taken that, maybe not today anymore, but I think it's cool to have a balance of being resourceful and adding those cool investment pieces. I think I started getting into makeup and beauty at an early age, probably 2nd or 3rd year of high school, and that was from acne. So I started Googling YouTube videos like Michelle Phan when she would make these masks. And that also came from my mom, because she would say, go online, check if there's any remedies or whatever. So Michelle Phan would always do these like DIY masks or whatever to rectify those issues. But that's when I started to see other videos like makeup ones, and I started getting interested in that stuff. I remember for the very long time, obviously I was, young, and I'm not supposed to be wearing makeup in the household, so it was definitely something I had to keep to myself. It was kind of embarrassing when I first bought my first foundation. I remember it was the Maybelline Mousse. I don't know if you remember, I don't remember her name. I think it was Kelsey, this YouTuber. I think she was Canadian, and she wore it. I was obsessed. She was like a tall, skinny blonde girl, and she kept talking about how amazing this matte mousse was, so I bought it. But I always had to like hide wearing makeup. It always had to be natural or whatever. My mom didn't know about it until later on, where it got a little more excessive and I started buying things that were a little more obvious. And I still stayed in the same range. It was still foundation, but it was just obvious. And my mom got kind of upset. So I always had to like pare it down or not wear it around her. Whenever we'd go to like family functions, she'd be like, make sure you're not wearing anything or whatever. It wasn't allowed. Until I think it was, I broke up with my first boyfriend, and she knew kind of about it, but not all about it. I never really had to come out. But that was the moment where I had to tell her everything, because it was I thought it was the most devastating breakup ever. I think we all do our first time. I was completely devastated. It's just she had to like, console me, whatever. And that's when I said, I do have a boyfriend or whatever. And she was like, I knew it. And that's where I confessed. And I was like, I always feel like when we're in family functions or when we're in public, I have to conceal who I really am. And I think she got really affected by that, and she kind of disagreed. I didn't think she knew what she was doing. And from that point, it's really like changed my life. So I guess I did come out in a non-orthodox way, but I think everyone already knew. But that's really where makeup started, and that's where I started to venture out into like bronzer and blush. But I just don't feel like I'm the type that'll walk out the door with like red lipstick or whatever. I think I am definitely a more feminine person, but to go out and wear like a bold lip, I don't think that's me or something I personally like, and maybe that is from trying to conceal it. I don't know, but I always tend more to a natural enhanced look, I guess. But makeup, the reason why I did it was not necessarily because I liked it, but more to conceal. But now I think I see it as enhancing, I guess. So it's learning about that that's changed my perspective. Yeah, I was just saying to my friend, I was like, I want to wake up one day and not have to wear makeup. I think that goes back to concealing. I just don't want it to have to conceal anything. I just want it to be naturally pretty. So if I still had the skin I do today and I wouldn't be able to use makeup, yes, it would definitely affect me. I definitely feel insecure. I feel like beauty has always been a tool and something that I use to make myself feel better, but I don't depend on it. You know, I don't think you should depend on anything, but you can use them to make every day feel a little more special, whether that's adding a nice highlight, make you look pretty, or hiding a pimple. But I think we should always remember at the end of the day that those things don't last forever and that you should still be happy with what you have under and take care of that first.